What's up, guys? It's Coach Keith, and it's going to be another one of those off the cuff type videos, and where I just kind of freestyle instead of having slides for you to go through, and bullet points and stuff of that nature. And what this video is going to be about is how to go from feeling stuck internally, externally, and anything that you might be experiencing, emotion wise, feeling wise, or externally, such as in business, or if you just have any type of repeating pattern that you have realized is going on in your life and you want to make stop, going from that to being in flow in everything, that you experience. And again, that goes for internal, external, and anything else that you can really think of. But since this is a mental mastery page, we're going to be talking about how to get through that and how to get to that flow state phase, that constant flow state phase from a mental point of view, because that's all you ever need to do to get past any barrier is to look at your mental mastery and how you're approaching that. Okay. So you're going to learn how to go from going from feeling stuck to being in flow state, and ultimately how to do that as a business owner or entrepreneur or somebody who is in that space. Okay. And so, just to start things off, just to hop into things, the first thing that you need to do is to build your internal awareness. And what I mean by that is that you have to be able to get into a permanent position of looking at your feelings, your emotions, your energetic charge, your reoccurring thoughts, your subconscious patterns, and everything that's going on mentally from an objective point of view, and looking at it instead of being inside of it and therefore being a victim of it. Okay. So basically, what that means is that you have to know how to, and you have to learn how to go from, let's use an let's use an emotion for an example. You have to learn how to go from feeling stressed from an external, cause, whatever that may be. You have to go from feeling stressed, stepping back, to stepping back and looking at that stress. And you have to do that for every single thing that goes on within your internal world. And what that does is it gives you the ability to, it gives you the ability to stop identifying with it and making that stress be you. And it gives you the ability to step back and look at it and detach from that feeling, because it's something that you're observing, and anything that you observe you cannot be. Okay, so once you heighten your awareness, the next step is to break down your subconscious foundations based on what you've been aware of, and to change them with something that's more aligned to who you want to be, and ultimately align with that flow state to where you're not experiencing any more problems and you're kind of flowing through life and taking it as it is, and not really being in that stress mode, that sad mode, because of any external things that might be going on. Okay, so your awareness from the first step is going to allow you to see what these subconscious patterns are. Okay, so let's use my example and being on my own weight loss journey. Okay, a subconscious pattern that I had was to constantly reach for food, just for no reason at all, and to also use food as something that was comforting to me, and to always go to that for comfortableness, happiness. When I was really feeling any type of emotion, stressed, sad, all the way up to happy and excited. Okay, and I didn't see that subconscious pattern going on until I fully went through that awareness phase. Okay, so using that subconscious eating pattern as an example, I found out what it was and what was there from the awareness phase. And I saw that this subconscious pattern was happening within me. So to break it down, all you have to really do is to constantly be aware of it. And once you build that awareness of it, then you have the ability to either stop it or continue doing it. And it's as easy as that, to break it down, the actual subconscious pattern. And to build back up a new one, a new subconscious pattern, you have to do something that affirms or makes true to you what that new pattern you want to be is. Um and that pattern can be taking it away completely or installing a new one. Okay. And so you can make a new subconscious pattern or install truth into the being of who you are by doing things like affirmations, but not only affirmations, but affirmations you know are true to you from previous experience. You can do things like, and you can do affirmations by saying them out loud. You can do them by journaling. You can do affirmations in all kinds of ways, thinking new thoughts, etc. And so, another way that you can install a truth within you is to do things like visualizations. And this is personally one of my favorite just because it's super easy and you can do it at any time without it really affecting, what you're doing or what you have to not really pay attention to, but it's not taking time like out of your day, like taking your time to say affirmations or write them down would. Okay. And the way that we do that inside the EFF Mental Mastery Program is using things like brainwave states, using things like sleep, because there are certain parts, um, not of your body, but certain parts of your brain that are activated and are more susceptible to those types of that type of subconscious programming. Like I just said, when you meditate and go into that certain brainwave state, when you're about to go to sleep, etc. So visualization is my favorite way to install a new subconscious program and to install a new truth into my subconscious and the being of who I am or who I want to be. Okay. So that's step two. Step one was to increase your awareness to find the subconscious patterns that you have. Step two is to break down and build back up a new foundation using that awareness to break it down, and then using things like affirmations or visualization to build back up a new one. And the third step into getting into that constant flow state and constant feeling where you feel like you're not sad anymore, you're not suffering, you're not trying to become perfect, and you're ultimately not stuck anymore. The third step to get there is to create your self cycle. And I went into it a little bit when I did the second step, but what your self cycle is you constantly doing a self analysis and constantly looking at what you're doing in order to install those new truths, and being honest with yourself and asking certain questions to see if they vibe with you and if they match your personality and if it feels good doing that. Okay. And if ultimately they're getting you results. So basically, what that is just say you choose doing saying affirmations out loud as your new way to install a subconscious program or to install some truth into you. What what the third step will look like using that as an example is comparing yourself now, taking some time to sit down and comparing yourself now as to who you were before you started it. That's number one. And number two is to ask yourself how you feel doing it and how you feel with the results that you're experiencing. And just to keep it simple, if you don't like it, you switch to something new. And if you do like it, you can either keep it the same or go harder and be a little bit more consistent with what you're doing and just stack on top of that. Okay. So basically you can keep doing it, do it more and do it more, or you can change it and do something else, say something else, or take a different approach. And then you're doing that self cycle and however many times it feels comfortable for you to do it inside of your daily life. So you can do it daily, you can do it weekly, you can do it monthly. I wouldn't go past monthly just so you can have that constant experience and get those constant reps in with it. Okay. And so if you constantly do that, you're constantly going to be doing things that you like. You're constantly going to be doing things that vibe with your personality, and you're constantly going to be enjoying your own path on whatever you're trying to get in flow state for. Okay. So, and that instead of being kind of like a third step, it kind of merges into that flow state type area. that you want to get into regarding any other problems that you're stuck with or experiencing right now as an entrepreneur or business owner. So that's about it for the end of the video. Just to recap things, the first step is to build your awareness. The second step is to subconsciously reprogram yourself by breaking down your foundation and building a new one. And the third step is to get into your self cycle and to build a consistent self cycle for you instead of being stuck and trying things that don't work for you. So those are the three steps to go from feeling stuck and experiencing repeating cycles in your life to being in flow state and to see more progress, more success, and to cut down on things like, stress, negative emotions, and any other thing that you might not want to experience in life. And if you want to go deeper into that, if you want to learn more about how I actually do that for the people that I work with, go ahead and book an EFF Mental Mastery Roadmap call down below. And we'll talk about where you're at right now, where you want to be, and the things that are holding you back from achieving your mental mastery which affects everything that you experience in life, including your internal world and your external world, and things like building your business, becoming a better entrepreneur, making more income, making more impact, and things of that nature. So if you want to go deeper into how I can personally help you do that and, go from feeling stuck into flow state faster than if you were to, watch, other YouTube videos or watch my client interviews or watch any other of my YouTube videos and doing it yourself, go ahead and click that. Again, go ahead and click that call link below, and we'll get you integrated and we'll get you started. And if you're not a good fit for the program, if we don't vibe, or if you feel like it's not for you, you'll still be living with a ton of value and a ton of personal action steps that you can take in order to master your mind from that call. Okay. And if you're not ready for that, just go ahead and click on some of my other videos, watch my other videos, go ahead and build up that mental mastery that you've been wanting to get into or have been exploring. Go to my Instagram, which should be in the description below also, and look through all of my content on there. DM me if you have any questions, comment on this video if you have any questions, and pretty much that's it from me. Again, this is just a short, off the cuff type video to give you some quick action steps you can take and you can start doing and analyzing and start seeing results in your life internally and externally, as soon as tomorrow and really as soon as you leave this video. All right. It's been good talking to you, Coach Keith. I'll see you guys.